Good afternoon, dear students. How are you? Had your lunch? Full, half? Half, good. You should not have full. You know why? Because until yesterday, by this time, you were sleeping. Day before yesterday, before that and all, by this time, a small nap you would have had. Yes? The same habit, if it continues, then you will lose the focus here. You will feel drowsy. Eat, but eat less and come. Not full meals, plate meals. Yes? Okay. PG food? Not good? Good. Not being good is good, so you'll eat less. How many of you here are Kannadigas? Raise your hand. Are bapre. Done. Balai Babu? Jai Balaya. Jai Balaya. Okay. ANR? MGR? MGR. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 MGRs. Okay. In Tamil Nadu, pa. That is what I was asking. Done, I guess. Almost there. Yesterday, 2 or 3 we have seen. I think not in this class. Malayalis? Kerala? No. North? Madhya Pradesh ke upar. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Only 13. Done. Thank you. Of course, there is a reason why I asked this. You will understand the reason maybe Friday. Friday, you will understand the reason. But until Friday, hold on. Why did I ask this question for? Reduce the audible to the last. Great. Every day, this is how the class conductance would be. Initially, for the first 5 minutes, whatever we have done in the previous session, I will revise it in the form of PPT or a video or whatever it is, in some form, with a funny example, whatever it is, using some form, I will revise whatever we have done in the previous session. Come friend. You have too much of space here if you want. Now, once the revision is done, maybe I will proceed ahead with the new concept. And those who are new, you have started today or you are starting today, nothing much you have missed. Whatever you have missed, first of all, in the form of PPT, I will show it to you. Secondly, yesterday's class is recorded. For that matter, every day's class will be recorded. Every day you will mark the attendance. If you have marked the attendance, means you will get the mail before you reach home. Yesterday, I think it was late, but you got the mail, you got the recording. So you will get the mail in which one link would be there of the recorded session. You just have to click on that, watch the recording if at all you missed. Today, you will get one mail in which yesterday's class and today's class recording, both you will have. Tomorrow, you will get 3 links. So every day, you will get the recordings of all the previous sessions. Say you have missed somewhere, you think you have missed somewhere. You can rewatch the videos and you can gain the knowledge. That is the biggest advantage of classes being recorded. So don't at all worry if at all you are here for the first day. You have not missed anything, you will not miss anything also. And for those students who are new to this session, first day you are coming, there is a pattern or there is a way that I am conducting the class. I am teaching everything from scratch. If at all you have been to some other place, there you have watched the demo and you are comparing here. First day, one program I have not written, I will not write also. I have 100 days course. I want you to become the programmer. It is not that I want to show how qualified I am in programming in the first day. That is not the intention. That is not all the intention. So if at all you are thinking, sir, first day, second day program you have not written, no, I will not write because you don't know anything. That is what is the assumption that I should have as a trainer. If I assume that you know something and teach, I am the foolest trainer on the earth. Whoever it is, if at all a person is assuming and teaching that you know this and I can assume it and proceed ahead, that teacher is the foolish teacher. You should not be teacher only for that matter. So zero assumption. According to me, you don't know anything. Literally, you don't know anything. I am teaching everything to you from scratch. That is what will be my assumption. That is how the class would be conducted here. And for every concept that I teach, whether they will ask in the interview or they will not ask in the interview, that also I would tell. If they will ask in the interview, you have to mark it that they would ask it is important. If I will tell that it is not asked in the, it will be not asked in the interview. That doesn't mean that I'm teaching something which is waste. I'm the least person to waste your time. Because if I'm wasting your time, I'm wasting my time. My time, I know how precious it is. To tell some concept in future, this should act as foundation. Whatever the concept I'm teaching, which will not ask in the interview, for such a concept which will be asked in the interview, this will be as base. So that foundation I would be laying. So whatever I teach, either it is important to the interview or it is important to the concept which is important in the interview. Only two things. Something which is not important, I will not teach at all. I hope I'm completely clear about this point. Now I have to proceed ahead. As I have told you, first I have to begin with whatever we have learned in the previous session. After revising whatever we have learned, we have to proceed ahead. This is what we have learned in the previous session. Carefully watch it. Now here I have one PPT. Please play the PPT. Yeah. In the year 1940s, for the first time, microprocessor or machine came into existence. Until 1940s, there was no concept of programming only because machine was not there, processor was not there. What will you program? And I've clearly told you, programming is nothing but instructing this person, telling this person in order to tell what has to be done in the language that he understands. If I want to tell in Kannada, properly, if I want to tell in Kannada what is programming, ಈತನಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ತರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್. Because I've seen the crowd is Kannadigas more. I just used one Kannada sentence to tell you what is programming. If you tell something to him, what you have to do or what he has to do, that only is programming precisely. If I tell you to do something, that is communicating because we are humans. I am not communicating with one more human. I am communicating with a machine or a processor. Communicating with processor is only called as programming. 1940s, for the first time, something called as machine level language came into existence to instruct the processor. All the instructions written in the machine level language was given to the processor. Processor understood it. It gave you the output like this. People was not happy with this programming language or with this language which is used for instructing the processor. Why? Why? Because it had opcodes. How opcodes would look? It has only zeros and ones. Very difficult language to remember. Hence, in 1950s, something called as assembly level language came into existence, which did not have the opcodes. Rather, it had mnemonics. Mnemonics are words. That mnemonics people started directly giving it to the processor like this. Any issues to the online student? Just check the chat. Any issues to the online student? Yeah, great. Assembly level language instructions directly they gave to the processor. Processor did not understand. Why? Because processor is a semiconductor technology device. It will understand only zeros and ones. It is not even literal zeros and ones. Rather, it is 0 volt and plus 5 volt. It is the voltages that it will understand. That 0 volt, you represent it as 0. Plus 5 volt, you represent it as 1. So those instructions he did not understand. Hence, one software was bought in between. That software was called as, fantastic, my dear students, it was called as assembler. Assembler was a software that was taking all assembly level language as input and producing corresponding machine level language as output. That converted machine level language instructions, if you give it to the processor would understand it and it would give you the desired output. This is what was happening in 1950s. Yes, people initially were very happy, but people started becoming greedy. They wanted processor to do more and more job. Because they wanted processor to do more and more job, number of instructions grew. As number of instructions grew, people started finding assembly level language also difficult. Hence, in 1960s, something called as high level language came into existence. What high level languages had? Symbols. Every instruction had one symbol: addition, plus, subtraction, minus, multiplication, star, division, slash. Like this, every instructions was given in the form of symbols or pictures, which was very, very convenient to high class people like us. In the hierarchy, I am telling, not in the economy. In the animal kingdom hierarchy, we are highest in the class. So for us, it is convenient. Hence, they called it as high level language. But what mistake they did is high level language instructions directly they started giving to the microprocessor. Processor did not understand anything. Hence, one software was bought in between. That software was actually called as compiler. Correct. Compiler was a software that was taking all high-level language code as input or high-level language instructions as input and was producing corresponding machine-level language code as output. That converted machine-level language code, if you give to the processor for execution, it will give you the output. This is what was happening from 1960s. Not only was happening in 1960s, even today this is what is happening. We use high-level language to communicate to the processor. Communicate is not the right word. We use high-level language to program to the processor. Okay, sir. Done. Next what? Apart from this, two more important terminologies we have learned. Correct? Proceed ahead. This is one terminology. The process of converting assembly level language into machine level language using assembler becomes assembling. Very good. One more terminology we have learned, which is the process of converting high level language into machine level language by using compiler becomes compilation or compiling. Both are same. Compilation. Precisely, this is what I have taught you in the previous session. Please close your eyes. This is what I have taught you in the previous session. So if at all you have missed the previous session, as I have told you, nothing much you have missed. It is just introduction to programming. What is programming? How it started, how it evolved, and where it is now. It is in the high level language. Now, as I have told you in the previous session only, from 1960s till 2023, till this date, many high-level languages came into existence. Many high-level language came into existence. See, like how if we connect the same thing with the human communication language. Maybe initially, when human beings started communicating, sign language was there. Correct? People were not speaking sign language. Then maybe slowly one or the other words they started. Then slowly in different parts of the world, different languages started. In India, Sanskrit started maybe. Who knows? We really don't know. There is still the controversy going. Sanskrit is older, Tamil is older, all those things is there. We'll not go into that. But let us assume one language started. In other parts of the world, other languages started. Greece, different languages started. Languages evolved. Certainly they evolved. Today, not all languages which we used previously, that is present. Sanskrit, how many of us are using it today? Are we using? Certainly not. We left Sanskrit. Whatever is the reason, we left it. Some other languages also we left. Greece, we left. We are not using it. They are dead languages. So languages came, languages dead, languages are sustained. Some languages are still sustained. But top level language, which is it? English. We accept it. Whether it is or whether it is not, it is a debatable question till now. But leave it. But will we accept that it is yes? English is a top level language. So one will stand top due to 1,000 reasons. People might accept, people might not accept, whatever it is. But one language, English, we prefer. If you know that language, you can survive in 80% of the world. Correct? If you know English, you can survive. Whether you will be the best or all those things is a different part of the story. But you can survive in India, you can survive in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bhutan, Nepal, Myanmar. You go to any Middle East countries, you go to Western countries. 80% of the world, wherever you go, you can survive with English. Hence, English is topmost. Same comparison I will do with programming language. From 1960s till now, many programming languages came into existence. Which is the best? Why is it the best? Few lost its race. Why few lost its race? What was the reason behind it? This topic, it will take me nearly 30 minutes for you to explain, half an hour. No interviewer will ask this. No interviewer will ask this. Why this programming language is not used now? Why this programming language is very popular now? Like that, no interviewer will waste time in asking it. I'm openly telling. But this is very, very important. Very important concept according to me. Why, sir? For interview, it is not important. For it is important. I always give this analogy to my students. We in India, in this country, we fight a lot. For everything we fight. You know that? Yes. For everything we fight. You take one thing, we fight. Language you take, we will fight. Okay. Religion you take, we will fight. Okay. God you take, for God also we will fight. Okay. Money you take, for money we will fight. Color you take, for color we will fight. Blood you take, for blood also we will fight. Take anything, we will fight. You know why? Why do you think so? We fight for everything. Why? Sorry? British? Of course, they are also a reason. They are the main reason. Indirectly, if you see, they are the main reason. Okay. But why do you think we fight for everything? Why do you think we are most confused people in the entire world? You know that? That is why we are strong also. We are most confused. People cannot give clarity to us. We cannot get clarity by ourselves. Not possible. You know why? History is not clear to us. Major problem, that only. History is not clear. Which is right history? Which is wrong history? Which is the right version of history? Which is the wrong version of history? Nothing we know. Tweaked history, changed history, whether that is really changed or not. Full confusion. If history you have a confusion, present also confusion, future also confusion. That is the role history plays always. About you only, say, you want to come to conclusion about yourself. You should know what you have done before. You should know what you are doing now. You can analyze what you will do in future. If you really don't know what you have done in past, if you really don't know what you are doing, you will not know what you will do in future also. Yes, individually you take, country-wise you take, scenario-wise you take, wherever it is, history plays a very, very, very important role. For me, this is history, whatever I'm teaching. plays a very important role, or will give you concrete idea as to why you have to learn this. If you don't know why you have to learn this, then learning is also waste. Properly also you will not learn. Both possibilities are. After telling all this, let us begin by taking the heading as evolution of high level language. Yes, is ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ decrease ಮಾಡಿ 19 ಇಟ್ಬಿಡಿಯಲ್ಲ. Evolution of high level languages. Evolution of high level languages. Yeah. When did this high level languages came into existence? 1960s. Means, should I conclude it this way? 1959 December 31st, 12 o'clock. That is how it happened? No, right? Certainly that will not happen, or like that it will not happen. When I tell high level languages came into existence in 1960s, it gained its popularity in 1960s. That is what you have to understand. Overnight, nothing would have happened. To be very precise, in 1957, I repeat, in 1957, one high-level programming language called as Fortran came into existence. Fortran. Okay, sir, what is the full form of Fortran? Formula translation. What it is? Formula translation. Oh, okay, sir. Formula translation. What does it mean? You have to get this idea of high level language. You had an operation, assume a plus b whole square. That is an operation, mathematical operation. How you will tell it to computer? Just imagine a plus b whole square operation, you have to explain it to computer in assembly level language. Just imagine how difficult it is to explain computer what is a plus b whole square in machine level language. Difficult or easy? Very difficult for that matter. So that formula, whatever you have in high level language, a plus b whole square is high level language. That formula, you have to convert it to machine level language. For that, one compiler was developed. That is what compiler does, right? Converting high level language to machine level language. If you tell a plus b whole square, what it is in machine level language, someone should translate it. That translation one compiler was doing, for that compiler, they named it as formula translation or Fortran, which is a language. Compiler will understand that language. So you tell a plus b whole square, which is a high level language, it will convert it into machine level language. Oh, super, sir. What happened next? Fortran, even though it was high level language, of course, advantage was there. It was a high level language. Even though it was high level language, it had one problem. If you'll ask me, sir, what problem it had? It was performing very less operations. Very less operations it was performing. Oh, okay, sir. Next what? Because what do you mean by less operations? If you'll ask me, that compiler was capable of converting some 50 formulas to machine level language. 50 operations it was doing, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, like that, some 50 or 60 it was capable of doing. More than that, no, not possible. Very less operations it was capable of doing. People liked this Fortran. They liked it very much. But because of that disadvantage, people really did not feel comfortable with that language. They were waiting for one language which performs more operations. And that is when one person called as Grace Hopper, in the year 1959. In the year 1959, this person called as Grace Hopper came up with one beautiful high-level language, wonderful high-level language it was, which was performing more operations. More operations it was performing. And he named that programming language as COBOL. Heard of this language? COBOL stands for Common Business-Oriented Language. I repeat, Common Business-Oriented Language. Means for a business to run, what and all formulas it will require, everything it was capable of translating. Majority of the businesses which was running at that time, whatever formulas it will require, every formula it was capable of converting. But certainly he did not name it as more Fortran. Good that he did not name that, because more formulas it was translated. He named it as Common Business-Oriented Language. That is what he named it as. Oh, okay, sir. Grace Hopper in 1959 came up with COBOL, which was which was doing more operations. Correct. So from that day, from 1959 till date, are we using COBOL? Certainly not. If you ask me, sir, why? Why? Because even though it was doing more operations, it had one problem. What problem, if you'll ask me? This programming language was high-level language. It was performing more operations, but it was typeless programming language. Typeless programming language. What is that, sir? Typeless programming language. See, every programming language will have a concept called data types. You know it? At least you would have heard it. Yes? Int, float, like that. Have you heard? If you don't know the meaning also, okay. If at all you have heard it, is sufficient. That concept of data types was not at all there in COBOL, which is a very bad thing for a programming language. There are different types of languages: programming language, scripting language, markup language. Different types of languages are there. What is that? When time comes, you will understand. But programming language being typeless is not good. It is not good. Now, because it was performing more operations, people started using it, and they started sensing that as a typeless programming language it is. For us, we are unable to do the proper operations because it is typeless. People started feeling that disadvantage. In fact, the language which John Backus, I'm sorry, I just left it blank. John Backus developed, which is Fortran, that was also typeless only. This was also typeless only. Both were typeless. This is also typeless. Just because it is typeless, people started getting frustrated. For this frustration only, one person called Martin Richards. Heard of his name? Martin Richards. In 1962, came up with one wonderful programming language, which was high-level programming language. It performed more operations, and it was a typed programming language. What programming language? Typed programming language. And he named that programming language as BCPL. Basic Combined Programming Language. What is it? Basic Combined Programming Language in 1962. Just put yourself in 1962. Assume you are a programmer. You got one high-level language which is doing more operations, typed also. People were thriving for such type of programming language. They got it. People were very, very, very happy. People started using BCPL. Then immediately they found one disadvantage. If you'll answer what disadvantage? High level, more operations, typed programming language, then what you want? This programming language, BCPL, was occupying more memory. It was occupying more memory in the computer. What do you mean by occupying more memory, sir? Now, if you want to use BCPL, assume I will write one instruction in BCPL. If you want to give it to processor, what you want in between? Compiler, correct? Because you write in BCPL, BCPL is high level, that you cannot directly give it to processor. You have to convert it to machine level language and give. Conversion would be done by compiler. You install compiler, you download BCPL compiler to your computer, you open the compiler, you start typing. 2 lines you type, immediately it will show out of memory, out of memory, out of memory, like that your computer will show. And you have to put yourself in 1962. Not like in today's case, we have 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM and all. 62 KB RAM, 32 KB RAM, that is what you had. KBs. GB concept only people were unable to imagine. 125 MB RAM would be of this stage size. Hard disk, I'm sorry, not RAM. 125 MB of hard disk back by then, I'm telling you, magnetic tapes it was. This stage size it would have been. GB concept only was not there. So memory was bulky, memory was very costly, memory was limited. KBs of RAMs and hard disk you had. So you install this BCPL compiler to your computer to type the BCPL program, done. As soon as you install, that compiler only was occupying more space. Where will you type your program? Your program typing space only was not there. People liked it, but they were unable to use it. So the only option for you to use BCPL is add more memory to your computer. And again, 1962 I am speaking. Adding memory means, first of all, your computer should have an option of adding memory. And if you want to purchase such a computer of adding memory, it is not like today's case, you know, you pay some 20,000 and get one laptop and sit here like this. 1960s. One fact I will tell you, in this country, India, how many computers you had, you know? Not more than 4 in the entire country. In the entire country, not more than 4 computers you had. One in ISRO, one with our defense, military. Here and there, some 4 computers you had. Computer was a national entity. Maybe like this, if you will tell, you will not understand. How many of you have personal nuclear reactors with you? You are laughing. If in 1960s someone asked how many of you have personal computer with you, people would have laughed like this only. Personal computer? What do you mean by personal computer? Like that they would have asked. You have to put in that stage, only you will understand the concept. Adding memory and all was not there, no concept. People liked this, people unable to use this because it was occupying more memory. People really got frustrated with this language, BCPL. For this frustration only, his close friend, very, very close friend was waiting for. Because friends will be waiting for that only, opportunity. His friend, Martin Richards, very close friend, working in same company, came up with one beautiful high-level language. which was which was performing more operations. Whenever I tell more operations, it is more than the previous one. That is what I'm meaning. And not only that, it was typed programming language. Not only that, it was occupying less memory. Such a wonderful programming language. His friend bought it in 1969. Okay, sir, what was that wonderful person name? Ken Thompson. Ken Thompson. Ken Thompson in 1969 came up with one wonderful high-level language which had all these features. He want to release it to the market. Market means not care market. To the industry. He has to tell to the people that, look, such a wonderful programming language, use it. You want to tell. For that, one name he has to give. What name to give was a very big problem to Ken Thompson. Not only for Ken Thompson, every time when we want to name something, if it is something might be a person, something might be a product, something might be anything for that matter. Naming is difficult because name should match the character. That is what we feel. And back by then also, nowadays that rule is not followed. But back by then, if you want to name a person, assume you are naming a person. This is how the naming was done based on the characters. Maybe if you've seen the old movies, labor ward, outside all men will be walking like this. You have seen such scenes? Elderly person will be sitting like this. Others will be walking. Maybe one woman will bring one kid outside the house. As soon as it is bought, first to the elderly person, it would be shown. Elderly person will take like this and he will see. The baby, he will see like this. Now, if the baby is a girl baby it is, very fair, round-faced baby. There he would have decided, Chandramukhi. Chandramukhi. Name, because it is telling the character. If say the baby is a boy baby born in Karnataka, somewhat dark skin tone, Kariyappa, Kariyanna, their only name decided. If the baby belongs to Islamic religion, elderly person, Islamic religion person is standing, the baby has only one hair on the head, Iqbal. If the baby is shaking, Sheikh Abdullah. Cold, no, outside it has come from the mother's womb. Certainly it will feel cold. It is shaking, so Sheikh Abdullah. So based on the character, names would be decided. Nowadays we are not following it. Nowadays it is opposite, literally opposite. Maybe you will get a situation, assume like this, one person is telling about the other person. My friend named Rama is coming. We were very close friends, very good person. Rama is Rama. You will be, oh, Rama is coming, Rama is coming. That person will come. You will see him, Rama va. Krishna, no. Exactly opposite. Name and character, now it will not match. But back by then, name will decide the character. So here also, Ken Thompson was in search of one name which tells the character of this programming language. After searching so much, he decided to name it as B. Sir, for this so much research, B, sir, what is B? This is what he indirectly told. Look, previous programming language, what is the disadvantage? Occupying more memory. Forget about compiler occupying more memory. See the name. Basic, combined, programming, language. Name only occupying so much memory. My language, you see, B. What is B? Nothing. It is not even basic. B, which occupies less memory. People were very happy with B. People loved B. People started using B. When they started using B, they understood even this has a problem. If you ask me, sir, what problem? Programming language B was unstructured. What is that, sir? Unstructured. What is unstructured, you will understand. But one thing I will tell you, it is a style of programming. Every programming language will have one style. It is a style of programming which is very, very bad. Very bad style of programming it is. What it is, you will understand in maybe in another 10-15 minutes, you will understand. But unstructured style of programming is very, very bad. Your B was unstructured. When people started writing more and more programs in B, only then they felt that this style of coding only is bad. Until they wrote big programs, they did not understand this. Small programs, yes, best one. Add, good. Add, subtract, okay. Add, subtract, multiple, okay. Add, subtract, multiply, divide, okay. Add, subtract, multiply, divide, greater than, lesser than, greater than or equal to, less than or equals to, move, left shift, right shift. No. You understood? As the number of operations you do is more in one program using unstructured programming language, it was not at all good. The style of coding is not good. People got frustrated. Small things, yes, good. But where we will stop with the small thing? We are human beings. We will try to scale. We'll go for big things. So big operations, more operations when you started doing, this style of coding only failed. People got frustrated. For this frustration only, his friend, his close friend, working in the same company was waiting for in 1972. In 1972, one programming language, which was high-level language, which performed more operations. When I tell more operations, it is more than B, which was actually a typed programming language, means data types concept was there, int float was there, which occupied less memory, very less memory than compared to the previous one, which was structured programming language. One person invented. The person name was Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie in 1972 came up with one wonderful, beautiful high-level programming language with such a lot of features. Now he wanted to give a name to it. What name to give? He thought so much and he named it as C. What is that, sir? C. He wanted to tell that my programming language is one step advanced than the previous one. It is one step ahead in the features of the previous one. What is one step ahead of B in English? That is what he named as. No other meaning, and I'm not telling any story here. That is a real fact. Otherwise, what is C? And why should a person name it as C? Because he correlated with the previous one, which was B. It is advanced than B, hence it is C. My dear students, 10 long years, I'm telling you, 10 long years, this programming language ruled IT industry. 10 long years. If say there are 100 projects going on, 100 softwares was built, 99 used this only. Dennis Ritchie was considered as the god of programming back by then. He was literal god. When people were suffering with which one to use, he gave such a wonderful programming language, which it had everything, whatever they need, literally everything. Nothing was there which it cannot do. Nothing was there. Such a wonderful programming language. It ruled the IT industry from 1972 until 1982. Look at the journey. Which programming language sustained more than 3-4 years? None. 10 years it has ruled. How great Dennis Ritchie would have been. He was a hero to the programmers. Even today we take his name. Really great fellow and such a wonderful programming language, Every engineer will learn it. Irrespective of your branch, everyone will learn this in the first sem. Such a wonderful programming language. 10 long years, it ruled the IT industry. Super, sir. So C is the best one. No. What is only constant in this world? Change. Yes. The only thing that is very constant in this world is change. People change. Things change. Situations change. IT industry also changed. Whenever new thing is coming, whenever, in whichever the field, new thing is emerging, means in two situations it will emerge. One, the previous one will have a disadvantage. Because previous one has a disadvantage, new thing would emerge. Or situation would have demanded. Because situation demanded, new thing would come. So only two situations, new thing would come. Either previous one should have the disadvantage or the situation would have demanded. Here in 1980s, situation demanded. IT industry working changed. Until 1980s, IT industry was least bothered about real world problems. Real world problems, IT industry was not bothered about. What is that, sir? Real world problem. In real world, some things was happening. For example, I want to keep my money safe. Where will I keep? Don't tell, sir, purse, locker and all. Safe. Simple. One-stop solution is bank. In bank, there was a problem. In bank, there was a problem. What problem? The person was maintaining accounts was not maintaining properly. Everything was happening in papers. Instead of writing minus 5,000, you would have written minus 50,000, 10 only extra, no? These mistakes was happening. Data was not properly maintained. Say I want to deposit money, then I have to go to bank. First I have to meet the clerk. Clerk will tell, sir, what? I have to tell I have to deposit. Then give me your passbook. Passbook will be taken. No computer, no software. He will see your account number. Open the ledger. Go to one room. Bring one big book. In that book, open your page. See the account number matching, name matching. How much deposit, sir? 50,000, 50,000. What is available balance? 2 lakh plus 50,000. Total 2 lakh 50,000. Then close. Give 50,000. This to authenticate it, go to next person, get the seal, go to next person, there do some activity, go. 2 hours it would have taken. Withdraw, forget about it. Morning 5 o'clock, you have to stand in queue. Depositing easy. Withdraw, it is double difficult because twice or thrice authentication they would have done. First go, give the passbook, take the ledger, in one ledger, make the entry, copy of it in one more, because if something happens, 50,000 minus, in next ledger, 50,000 minus, matching, matching, next go to the next counter, give that bill, he will give you some money. All these things, these are the problems associated with real world. To solve this real world problems, IT industry was not ready until 1980. 1980, people started, or IT industry started solving real world problem, concentrating on real world problem. Banking, shopping, all these real world problems people try to solve. And my dear students, if you use programming language which is structured to solve the real world problems, it is not possible to solve. Structured style of coding is very good if you want to build a software which is not a solution to real world problem. If you want to build a software which is a solution to real world problem, structured style of coding or structured programming language used to build software will not be sufficient, or it will not serve the purpose. Immediately in 1980s, or at the end of 1970s, an urge for object-oriented programming language came off. Overnight, if you want to think, yes, overnight demand for object-oriented programming language came off. Your C was not object-oriented, it was structured. It was not object-oriented programming language. Like how I told, unstructured is a style of coding. Like how I told, structured is a style of coding. Similarly, object-oriented is also style of coding or way of coding. It's a way of coding. Object-oriented way of coding only can solve the real-world problem. If you build a software by using any programming language which is object-oriented, only that software can solve the real-world problem. For that matter, you can build the software by using this style of coding only. Using this style of coding, not permitted. What is that, sir? Idea only we are not getting. What is structured style? You tell, let us see. Because unstructured also you did not tell. C programs have you seen? Have you seen? It is sufficient. That is structured style. One task writing in one structure. One task writing in one function is only called a structured style. Say supposing you have one task of addition. That addition code you will write in one function or structure. Say you have one task called as subtraction. That subtraction code you will write in one function called subtraction. Writing every task in one function is called as structured style. Just imagine what is unstructured. No function, addition code, below that subtraction code, below that multiplication code, below that division code. No division, no structuredness. Just write off all code one below the other. Very bad style of coding. Properly segregate it, structured style of code. What is object-oriented, sir? From tomorrow you will learn that only, sir. Leave it. But object-oriented style of coding is the best style of coding for solving real-world problems. Your C was not object-oriented programming language. For this opportunity only, his friend. Friends only. Always friends only, no? So his friend, very close friend, was waiting for, his name was Jarne Stroop. Jarne Stroop. His friend came up with one beautiful high-level language. Can you tell the features? Very good. Which occupied more, which actually performed more operations. It was typed programming language. It occupied less memory and it was structured. Opposite of structured, it was object-oriented programming language. My dear students, how great was this programming language? So great was even this programming language introduced by this person. How this served 10 long years. Even this served 10 long years. 1992. Until 1992, everybody who is trying to solve real-world problem, they used this only. Which programming language, sir? That was the problem with Stroop. What name to give? Actually speaking, initially, he thought of naming it as D. That is what he thought. But he understood, oh, who is God? Dennis Ritchie. Until then, until that day, who is God? Dennis Ritchie. D stands for? Why? What if people think Dennis only came with one more language? Because same company, both were working from same company. So if people think so, Dennis only came with one more language. He used one concept called incrementation in programming. Increment means one step ahead. And he named the programming language as C++. Both are different programming languages, but most students, what they will think is C is the short form of C++. C++ is the abbreviation of C. That is what many people will think. But no, both are entirely different style of coding only. If you want, you can see. This is structured style of coding. This is object-oriented style of coding. What this can do and what this can do, it is different. It cannot solve the real world problem. This can solve the real world problem. Strong type of programming language or strong styled programming language, object-oriented programming. What is it? You will understand. Again, I am telling you, what is constant in this world? Change is the only constant. That is the only constant. 1990s. Mark this year, 1990. Especially the later part of 1980s and the early part of 1990s. Maybe 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992. This 5 years, you know, golden years for IT industry. These years will never come again. If we are living like this today, my dear students from online, if at all you are learning like this today, everything, for everything, change 5 years. 89, 90, 91, 90, 92. Major invention, breakthrough invention, I can tell, for IT industry happened in these years. What? Give you the hint. I actually gave you the. I took the example of my online students. Who told? Super. Internet invention happened in 1990s. Internet got invented. For the first time, internet as a concept came into existence in 1990. Client came into existence in 1990. Server came into existence in 1990. Web applications came into existence in 1990. For that matter, what not happened, what not invention happened in 1990. Telecommunication, whatever we're enjoying, our mobile phones, everything, you know, all this happened in 1990s only. Next level era, for that matter, I can tell, for IT industry. Every change happened in 1990 only. That is why we tell 90s kids are so great. You are not 90s kids. You don't tell that you are 90s kids. You are later 90s kids. 1999, 2000, somewhere there. You are not 90s kids. 1991, 1992, 1990, these people, if you can carefully see, have clearly seen the transition. They have enjoyed the transition. Only they can understand the intensity of the words that I am telling. Every major invention happened then only, there only. Because internet came into existence, a need for platform independent programming language came up. A need for portable programming language came off, but your C++ was not portable. Your C++ was platform dependent. What are these words? Don't understand. Tomorrow from this only we will start. What is platform? You have to understand first. To understand what is platform dependency and independency. What is platform only you don't know. But a need for a platform independent programming language came. A need for portable programming language came. Your C++ was neither portable nor platform independent. For this need only, one team, look at the word I'm using, one team, 11-membered team, 11 members was there, 11-member team in 1992 was waiting for. 1986, they started building one programming language. 1986, they started. 1987, 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992. So many years they built. They were waiting for an opportunity to release it. Opportunity came. This 11-member team was headed by one person, the greatest of the greatest person, because of whom I am having 3 meals a day. My family will be having 3 meals a day. You guys will have 3 meals a day, whose name is Sir James Gosling. Along with him, 2 more people, Patrick Norton, Mike Sheridan, plus 8 members. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11-member team it was, working in one company called as Sun Microsystem. And the team name was Green Team. What is the team name? Green Team. Have built one wonderful programming language, which was actually the high-level language, which was performing more operations. You really don't know how much more it is. You cannot even imagine it. In your imagination also, it is not there as of today. I will give you the insight of it. Maybe in 1 week, you will get the idea. How many operations it can do, if you will just think only, it will be very huge to you. Not only that, it was a typed programming language. It was occupying less memory, even though memory was not a matter of concern, because we are in 1992. We are not in 1960. We are in 1992. Even though we are in 1992, yes, it was occupying less memory. Not only that, it was object-oriented programming language. It was a portable programming language. Now, don't tell, sir, was it not platform independent? If it is platform independent only, it can be portable. It is implied. It was a portable programming language. Wonderful programming language the team has built. What name to give now was a biggest question. Actually speaking, they thought of giving the name as C+++++. Good that they did not give the name. The meaning is, this programming language is one step ahead of C++. That is what is ahead. All the negatives, whatever C++ it had, we removed it. Minus means remove one step backward. Backward in negatives, forward in positive. C+++++. But they thought, no, this is not good. What is this C+++++? Will not keep this. Then they named the programming language as Green. Can you guess why Green? Team name. Team name is Green, so why don't we give tribute to our team? We built it. Then people started discussing, if we tell green, people will think, why not red, blue, green? So not good. We will not have the green also. Isn't the TV on? On? Not visible. Oh. Fine. Now, forget about green. They thought to name the programming language as Oak. Oak. Why, sir, Oak? See, when they started their work in 1986, I told you they started their work in 1986. When they started their work, they planted one oak tree in front of their office. They planted. How many years? 1986 to 1992. How many years it is? 6 years. You know oak tree, how big it grows in 6 years. Very big it was. Now, how big the oak tree grew, so big the language also grew. Means so much of operations it was doing. More operations it was doing. So just to give that correlation to the growth, they thought of naming it as Oak. But already one company was there by name Oak, which is our client. Yesterday I shown you. Oak Systems. That is why I told you, remember this name class. That company told, "Arey boss, that is our patent. Oak, our company name. Why are you keeping it to your programming language?" No, we will not allow. Finally, they named the programming language as Java. Why, sir, Java? You have to put yourself in this situation. 1986 work started. 1986 internet was there? No, it was not there. It was not at all there. Forget about not there. Science also was not there. That in future it will come. Like that, science also was not there. Why? Maybe one day I will tell the story about how internet came into existence. That day you will understand. Everything happened overnight. So people did not even imagine that internet would come. If internet is not there, then you know portable programming language use only was not there. Means one team, 11 members, is building something which they don't know whether they will use it or not in future. Means according to them, whenever they think about their future, they are building something useless. Yes or no? That is how it is. Whenever they thought like this and all, you know, they were getting very much demotivated. Really, will the programming language be used? We are putting our heart, soul, everything into it. So much of money, so much of time. Really, will someone use our programming language? When they felt demotivated, they went to a coffee shop nearby. They had the coffee. No one really knows what was there in that coffee or who served the coffee. But by the time they came out of the coffee shop, they were very much energetic. They got motivated. What motivated them, I don't know. Coffee served person, we don't know. But somehow they got motivated. They started their work again. Just to give you the tribute to that coffee shop, whose name was Java, they kept the programming language name only as Java. Not only they gave the coffee shop name, logo also they gave off coffee logo only. Java's logo, if you see, it is the cup, saucer with coffee inside, steams coming out. That is a logo of Java. What does coffee have to do with Java? What does coffee has to do with a programming language? Except for the fact that it motivated them to do their job. When did the programming language came into existence? 1992 unofficially. 1995 first version. 1992 beta version. 1995 first version. Assume 1995 only. What is today? 2023. Why are you sitting here? 1992 till date, it is ruling IT industry. 1992 till date. Look at all other programming languages, all other popular programming languages. Only popular one I have listed. Unpopular one which served for 2 months, 3 months also is there. Unpopular one, if I will leave, Smalltalk, Simula, all these are programming language, object-oriented languages only. But it did not stay for even 6 months to 7 months. Popular ones I listed, popular ones maximum is 10 years. 1992 till date, people are using Java. You are here to learn Java. You are here to build your career in Java. How strong is this programming language, you see? Just to give you a correlation. Every one of you sitting here, in your pockets, you have Java. Everybody, literally everybody in your pockets, you have Java. You know it? How many of you owns Android phones? Everybody? You have Java. You have Java. Android is built on Java. 2014, 3 billion devices were running on Java. 2014, I'm telling you. This is 2023. 2 million extra, 2 billion extra you add. More than 5 billion devices run on Java even today. so popular programming language, so wonderful programming language. There is no domain where Java is being used. There is no domain. Cloud computing, grid computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, image processing, web application building. Name one area where Java is being used. Name one. You cannot. Data science, data analytics, big data. You name a domain where Java is not being. You cannot. Mobile app building. You cannot name. Every domain has Java. Every domain. This is the reason why we prefer freshers to learn Java. And freshers also should come out of that, whatever the misconception you have, 2 or 3 misconceptions you have. If I want to learn Java, should I learn C? Should I know C? You tell now. Should you learn C to learn Java? Style only is different. One is structured style, one more is object-oriented style. Why you should think that you should know C to know Java? There is no, literally there is no correlation only. It is like, should I learn Sanskrit to learn Kannada? What is the relation? Learn Kannada now directly. Person who is teaching should be good. Yes or no? Should I learn maybe Tamil to learn Sanskrit? What is the relation, boss? Person who is teaching Sanskrit should be good. Same thing here. You need not really learn C to learn Java. Directly you can start with Java because style only is different. This object oriented, that is structured. Point number 1. Point number 2, I know. Sir, what about snake? Where is snake, sir? It is not doing anything. It is not even biting. It is not even doing sound. Nothing is doing. हमारा Python का क्या हाल है? Where is our Python? Yesterday, so many drives have shown, no? How many drives have passed Python? Not only in class, in company also Python is sleeping still. Except in the minds of students. In the minds of students, it is hissing a lot. In the minds of students, it is hissing a lot. Why? Because Python is a buzzword even today. Even today, Python, machine learning, artificial intelligence is a buzzword. What is buzzword? Every now and then in IT industry, few buzzwords will come. It will rule for so many days, it will go. It might not go also. Possibility is there, 50-50. It might rule or it might fail. Possibility is there to rule also, to fail also. Such words are called as buzzwords. 2015, 16, I don't know where you were. You were in your PU somewhere? No? 10th? Because I don't know how many of you can correlate this. 2014, there was one buzzword called big data. Hadoop. Buzzword only it is. Even today it is, but this is not even considered as buzzword. Leave it. Big data Hadoop. This is BTM. If you go down like this main road you have here, this side you have the main road. Down if you go, you have one famous junction, famous for traffic, called Silk Board. You know, from Silk Board, nearly 11 kilometers, I guess, you will get one more place called as Marathalli. You know it? If you don't know, assume 11 kilometers from here. 8 to 11, I don't exactly know the difference, but that much is there, 8 to 11 kilometers. Marathalli. 2014, I still remember. I was going in that road because I used to live that side. In between, you had the road divider, not like today you have bridges, everything. 2014, I'm telling you. In between, you had the road divider. This side, you had the footpath. That side, you had the footpath. Along the footpaths, you had the trees. Road divider also, you had the trees. 11 kilometers, full trees. You can imagine how much it will be. 1 kilometer, let us assume 50 trees are there. That much only we'll assume. 50 trees. It is more than that actually. But 50 trees we'll assume. One side. 11 kilometers. 11 paisa. 550 trees in one lane. This side 550, this side 550. All put together, it is nearly 1,200. 1,800 assume. 1,800 trees are there. On all 1,800 trees, one flyer I saw. On all 1,800 trees, Hadoop, big data, get 8 lakhs per annum, get 12 lakhs per annum. Learn big data, learn Hadoop. Institutes, small institutes, they started grabbing the attention of this buzzword. Now, when people saw this, like you, freshers, what they'll do? Hadoop, next, future. Everybody went, and the course fee was 1 lakh. Not today. 2014, I'm speaking. 2014, 1 lakh equivalent today is not same. Today, the value of money have come down. 1 lakh in 2014 was really huge. Today, most of you have iPhone, which is worth more than 1 lakh. Most of you sitting here, I'm telling you. But back by then, in 2014, owning 1100 also was difficult for students. It was difficult. At that time, people paid 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. They joined, but just because it is buzzword, people did not get jobs. I know you might tell, sir, I will learn artificial intelligence. Learn, who told you cannot learn? You can learn. But what will you do after learning? I will learn data science. Good, learn. What will you do after learning? Whenever you hear about a technology, whenever you hear about a buzzword in IT industry, you have to search. Go to Naukri, go to Monster. Many other websites are there, right? Go. Artificial intelligence job for fresher. For fresher. You type 0 jobs available. Not for freshers. The domain is not open to freshers yet. So what will you do by learning Python, artificial intelligence, Python machine learning, wherein you cannot go into IT industry by using that? They are future technologies. What are they? Future. You have to learn it in future. You should know what it is. You should be in touch with it, but you should use it for future. But as of today, even today, freshers will be hired based on Java. 80%. 10-20% here and there is there. People who are using Python, not for machine learning and artificial intelligence, you will be hired. If they are hiring you based on Python, they will be hiring you for building web applications. Not for a machine learning engineer and artificial intelligence engineer as such. For other domains where Java is being used, they don't want to use Java, they are using Python, done. For that, they will hire, not for machine learning and artificial intelligence. So don't go behind the buzzwords. Don't go behind what is not relevant to you as of today. What is relevant to you as of today to enter into IT industry is Java. Java alone, which has too much of openings. And if you learn Java well, switching to Python, switching to Golang, switching to Kotlin, switching to any programming language is easy. .NET, whichever programming language you want to take, switching is very, very simple. You will come to know it when you learn Python here only. You will understand Python better because you know Java. That concept, you'll understand it. That day will come here only. I hope I am completely clear as to why Java is great, why you are learning Java, and how programming languages evolved from 1957 until 1992, and which is the best one, which is the popular one even today. Any doubts with this? Below that. Copy it. One photo take it online, sir. Completed? Yes. So again, for both online and offline students, I'm telling, when I give time to write, don't think class is over. I'll not be in the class just to make sure that you relax. You relax in your own way, however you want to relax. But once the concept is over, I will tell you. One more time, please replay the video. Which video? I am live, sir. This is a live class. So what do you think? Will anybody ask this in the interview? Will anybody ask this in the interview? But what did you feel? Is this important or not? It depends on your perspective. If you think, no, sir, I am here to get only job, nothing else, I want job, this is not important. No, sir, way more than that. I want to learn, I want to sustain in IT industry. I am telling you, this is important. Fine. After learning the evolution of high-level language and after getting the clarity on why you have to learn Java only, any programming language for that matter, any programming language, you have to learn it in the memories perspective. For a developer, for a programmer, two things are important. Keep this in mind today. Two things are very important for a developer. One, the memory. Second one, the time of execution of a program. You write one program, you build one software. How much time it would take to execute is very important. And how much space it would occupy, that also is very important. Why important? I will tell you a real-time scenario. Assume you have one software in your phone. You clicked on it. Today you clicked, tomorrow it opened. Okay? Not okay. Okay. Now you clicked, after 5 minutes it opened. Okay? 5 minutes. No. Okay. Now you click. Exactly after 2 minutes, 120 seconds it opened. Okay? 2 minutes also not okay. You understood the problem? Time of execution of a software is very important because we human beings will not for bloody 2 minutes. Not even one student has said, that's okay, sir, in 2 minutes, what steamer will go inside? Nothing. 2 minutes, let it take. No one told. 2 minutes. I click, done. It should immediately start executing. Time is important. Second one, space is important. You open a software, suddenly your phone is hanging. Okay? No, that is also not okay to you. When phone will hang, when a computer will hang, when it is unable to manage its memory, when memory is full. So as a developer, when you are developing a software, your software should execute very, very fast. Your software should occupy less memory. Time we'll see it later. Time part we'll see it later. But memory. How to build a software with efficient memory usage. That we have to consider, and we have to learn programming language in the perspective of memory. Because I teach Java programming language by keeping memory as the index. First, you have to understand the memory of a computer. Again, this nobody will ask in the interview. Yesterday, I clearly told you they will ask. Yesterday's concept, yes, it is important. What I'm teaching now, even this, they will not ask in the interview. But if you want to learn Java well, memory perspective I have to give to you. Rather, what you don't know, I have to tell. How many memories are there in computer? Very good. Two memories are very good. Which are they? RAM and hard disk. Computer, I'm speaking. RAM and hard disk. Primary memory and secondary memory. Why do we need two memories? One is not sufficient. Memory only, no. Why we need two? This is the perspective that you have to get. Why do we have two memories in the computer? What is the relevance of it? And why I'm speaking about memory also in a very short span, you will understand. Carefully understand this. Actually speaking, in 1940s, when computers came into existence, you had one wonderful device, which is semiconductor technology device. You called it as microprocessor. This is semiconductor technology device. Not only that, you had the microprocessor, you had the hard disk also. Because computer means you should have few units or few devices. Then only we'll call it as a computer. If you will ask me, sir, what units you should have if you want to call anything as a computer? Input unit should be there. Output unit should be there. Memory unit should be there. Processing unit should be there. Control unit should be there. Or if I want to write it to you and show, if any device has to be called as a computer, then input unit should be there. Unit means device, like that you can assume. Input unit should be there. Output should be there. Memory unit should be there. Processing unit should be there. This is processing unit. Not only that, you should have something called as control unit. These 5 units, if you have, then that particular device is computer. Not only 5 units, their connections are also very important. Always, input unit is connected to memory unit. Output connected to memory unit. Processing unit is also connected to memory unit. So memory unit is very important because everything is connected to memory only. Say, assume you want to perform one operation, 2 plus 3. That is operation you have to perform. 2 and 3 and plus, you will give as the input from input device. That input will go and sit in memory. Yes? From memory, that input will go to processing. 2 plus 3, 5 will be the output. That 5 will come, will be sent to output unit for display. This is how the mechanism would happen. Input from here, store here, give from here to here, result from here to here, result from here for display. That is how the operations would happen. But if you want to give input, this should be activated, correct? If you want to show output, this should be activated. If you want to process, this should be activated. If you want to activated, means every device should be activated at a particular time. Who will control it? Control it. When you think of giving input, this should be activated. So input unit and control unit will be connected. When you want to store something, then this should be activated. When you want to process something, then this should be activated. When you want to show the output, then activated. So control unit will control and coordinate with other units. Is this a computer? Phone. Is this a computer? Very easy to tell. All that 5 it is there here in this. You have input unit, you have output unit, you have memory unit, you have processing unit, you have control unit. It's a computer. Your phone is a computer. Typewriter, is it a computer? Why? Input unit is there, output unit is there, memory unit also is not there, control unit is also not there, processing unit is also not there. To typewriter you give 2 plus 3, what it will give? 2 plus 3 only, 5 it will not give. Processing unit is not there, control unit is not there, memory unit is not there. Your typewriter is not a computer. So given a device, whether it is computer or not, you have to check, then this 5 units should be there. People designed computers by using that 5 units. In that 5 units, I will take 2 units. It's the processing unit, which is microprocessor, and memory unit, which is the hard disk. From today, if I write a cylindrical structure like this, you have to consider that it is a hard disk. Done, sir. Fine. This is hard disk, that is processor. People used to write the instructions in the hard disk and store it in the hard disk. Always remember, whatever you want to store in the hard disk, you have to store it in file format only. Audio file, video file, image file, C file, Java file, executable file. Everything that you store in the hard disk will be in what format? File format. Done, sir. Next one. You have seen it. Memory unit and processing unit is connected. Correct? Same here also I would show. Look at it. Memory unit and processing unit was connected through a series of cables called as bus. Universal serial bus. Okay, sir. What is that? KSRTC or BMTC? Series of cables, you call it as bus. Series of cables. Now, using that cables, processing unit and the memory, say this instructions want to give it to this fellow for execution. Certainly, people was giving the instructions from memory unit. Data was flowing to processing unit. Processing unit was processing it. From here, data was flowing back to here. Of course, from here it would have gone to output unit for display. But this is the worst architecture. Whatever you are seeing here, this is the worst architecture ever. Okay, sir, why? Memory unit got connected to processing unit. Why it is worst architecture? Memory unit got connected to processing unit is okay, good. But in that memory unit, what you are using as a device, which is hard disk, it is not. Your hard disk is made out of one technology. Every device is made out of one technology, that is semiconductor technology. Your hard disk is made out of magnetic technology or magnetic flux technology. Now, don't ask me, sir, what is that technology? We are not going in deep to learn about hardware production. I am telling you, it is made out of hardware, the magnetic flux technology. Okay, sir, let it be made of magnetic flux technology. What is your problem? Any device which is made out of magnetic flux technology is ultra slow. They are very, very slow. And any device which is made out of semiconductor technology is super fast. One fast device is connected to slow device. This is the worst architecture. What is worst in that, sir? Fast device connected to slow device. What is your problem? Problem is this. Slowly instructions was coming. Fastly processing is happening. Slowly instructions is coming. Fastly the processing is happening. Let it happen, sir. What is your problem? Processing is happening, no? Slowly or fastly or processing is happening. What is your problem? This, if I tell, where will you understand? One analogy I would give you. You thought of purchasing a car. You purchased Ferrari F1. Now tell me, why did you purchase Ferrari F1? Ambassador you could have purchased. Okay, leave it. Maruti Suzuki Swift you could have purchased. No, leave it. Toyota Fortuner you could have purchased. Why did you go for Ferrari? Because of its sir, speed, sir. Ferrari F1 formula in the circuit I have to go. In the circuit, if I take Fortuner and go, that is not good. Ferrari speed. Okay, good. You purchased Ferrari. You took out alloy wheels. That wheels is there, no? Fortuner, sorry, the wheels of Ferrari. You took it out. You put bullock cart wheels. Engine is Ferrari. Ferrari engine, Formula 1 engine only. Super fast engine. It can drive 3,000 miles per hour. Next level speed engine. But you removed alloy wheels. What you put is bullock cart wheels. Drive in the same speed. First of all, can you drive? Whose efficiency is coming down? Bullock cart wheels efficiency is coming down or engine's efficiency is coming down? Engine's efficiency. Engine can do better. Engine can do best. But what is not letting it to do is the bullock cart wheels. Same problem here. He can do wonders in milliseconds he can do wonders. But in milliseconds, instructions only is not coming. Slow. So never you should connect something which is slow to fast. Very worst architecture it is. Very worst architecture. Slow device should never be connected to fast device. It will bring down the efficiency of fast device. People really got frustrated with this architecture and they removed hard disk. We don't want, leave it. We don't want hard disk because it is slow. They bought in one more memory unit, which is made out of semiconductor technology device. Semiconductor technology, and they named it as random access memory or RAM. RAM is made out of semiconductor technology. And you know it better, any semiconductor technology device is ultra fast. They're very fast, scarily fast. And they connected RAM with processor. So now you see, memory unit got connected with processing unit. People started writing the instructions here, means all the input devices is connected here, all the output devices is connected here, memory unit is connected to the RAM. Wonderful architecture. Whatever the instructions you type in the keyboard, everything was going and sitting here like this. This is fast device. Fastly instructions was going, fastly processing was happening, fastly data was stored, fastly it was sent to output unit, fastly people was seeing out. Everything was happening ultra fast, very fast. But later they understood that we have a big problem, boss. Very big problem we have in this architecture. Morning till evening, one person sat, have written 10,000 lines of instruction. How many? 10,000 lines of instruction. His work is over. He executed. He saw the output. He was very happy. He went home. He went home. While going home, you know, we are Indians. Correct? What do? Switch off. Power bill will come. Electricity bill will come. We switch off the computer and we go. Good, he went. He switched off the computer, he went. Next day he came. He switched on the computer. Nothing was there. Sir, 10,000 lines of code, sir. Nothing was there. That is the problem with semiconductor devices. Semiconductor device will hold the data as long as there is a constant power supply to it. If for 1 millisecond power goes also, clean Krishnappa. Clean. Full clean. Nothing would be there. If it is 10,000 or 10 lakh thousand, nothing would be there in your RAM. This mechanism of erasing the data when the power goes or when the power is taken out is called as volatileness. Volatile. Your RAM is volatile. It can hold the data until there is a constant power supply. If you remove the power supply, it will erase the data. People thought, oh, no, this is very bad. We are losing our data. What should we do? Certainly, I cannot again go back to hard disk and connect hard disk to processor, because this is slow. This is fast. And remember, any magnetic flux technology device, is non-volatile. They are not volatile. You remove power for 1 year, data will be there only. Not 1 millisecond. 1 year, if you remove, data will be there only. That is the advantage of magnetic flux technology. It stores the data permanently. That is when they thought, no, there is no such technology available till now, which can hold the data permanently also, which is very fast also. Both catering device we don't have, technology we don't have. So what we'll do is we'll use both. One for permanent storage, one for fast working. And connection we will have like this. This is very important to me. This connection is very important. Connection they have established like this. Hard disk got connected to RAM. RAM got connected to processor. Here you can see, one day I will open it and I would show. That is why I have kept it transparent. Hard disk got connected to RAM. RAM got connected to processor. Only front bench students, I think, can see it. That fan is running, no? Behind that fan, you have processor. Beside that fan, you have two strips, scale-like strips. Corsair, like that you have. That is RAM. RAM got connected to processor. This is how the architecture is. All input and output devices got connected to RAM. So whatever you type, assume on this keyboard something I am typing. Whatever I type in the keyboard, everything first will go and sit in RAM, because it is directly connected to RAM. If you leave it there, then if power goes, the entire data will be erased. So what people do is they take a copy of it and store it permanently onto the hard disk in file format. This process of bringing the content from RAM to hard disk and store it in a file format is only called as saving. Control yes. This only is control yes, and this is how you have to, why you have to save. Because if you will leave the contents in the RAM, if power goes, entire content would go. Not only that, say, just an assumption. You have written the program, you have executed, it was working. You bought the content onto the hard disk and saved it as a file. You went home. While going home, I have told you, we are Indian. What we'll do? Switch off. Correct. We switched it off. Tomorrow morning, you came back. Now we have to execute the same content. What you have to do? Is it in the RAM? No. If it is in the hard disk, can you execute it? How can you execute? No direct connection between hard disk and the processor. Not possible. So if you want to execute these contents, first, you have to take these contents and bring it onto the RAM. That is what you have to do first. This process of bringing the contents from hard disk to RAM for the purpose of executing it is only called as loading. You load it. After loading, very fastly it will execute. Very fastly it will give you the output. Now if you can see, fast device is connected to fast device. I know some intelligent students will have one doubt. Not everybody. Intelligent. Sir, why did we have two memories, by the way? Because one is for permanent storage, one is for Faster execution. Okay. First time I will type, I will execute. Faster execution. I switch off the computer, I switch on. Now I want to execute. How will I execute as you told? First you have to load. Correct? This is slow device. If I want to bring the data from here to here, don't you think so it will take time? Same only, no? Rather is extra time, no? Load and then execute. If this is not there from here and directly give to here, extra time this is, no, sir. How many of you feel it that way? That till now we were not feeling, now you only put it. Now you only have put that. Few people were feeling it. Few people now got the point. Correct, no? No, it is not correct. If at all you think that way, you did not understand the meaning of faster execution. You really did not understand the meaning of faster execution. Assume WhatsApp is here. WhatsApp is here. You click on WhatsApp. 5 seconds it took to load. 5 seconds it took to load here. But after loading, you type, hello, how are you? Did it execute fast or H after 5 seconds H? O after 5 seconds O. L after 5 seconds L. Did it execute that way? That is what is faster execution. If this is not there, H after 5 seconds H. E after 5 seconds E. That is slower execution. If program is here, every instruction is slow. Rather than that, once for all load, send every instruction fast, execute it very fast. That is what is faster. That is what is faster execution. Loading might take time, let it take. Execution should not take time. Execution should be faster. I hope I am completely clear about why do we have two types of memories in the computer. One, the hard disk. One more is the RAM. Your hard disk is actually called as the secondary memory. This is secondary. Your RAM is called as primary memory. Why this is called as primary? Why that is called as secondary? Which came first? Hard disk. That should be called as primary. Primary and secondary is not in the perspective of when it came first. It is in the perspective of processor. If I am processor, assume I am processor. From where I am getting the data? From this. So for me, this is primary memory. But for primary memory, from where the data is coming? From here. So for me, I am processor. For me, this is secondary. I hope I am completely clear about why there are two types of memory, which is faster, which is slower, which is volatile, which is not volatile, what is saving, what is loading. Say you have written one Java program and the program is here. Is it executing? Say you have written a Java program and the Java program is here. Is it executing? Yes. Say you have one software and the software is here. Is it executing? Say you have one software and the software is here. Is it executing? If you open the WhatsApp and you are seeing the WhatsApp, where is WhatsApp? RAM or hard disk? RAM. All this you should know so that I can teach you programming very flawlessly in future. Without knowing all this, if you think I'll become a programmer, yes, you will become. But your basics will not be strong. Earthquake comes, building collapse. You can become without knowing all this also. I can teach you. I can teach you British Java in 30 days. 30 days I can teach you. Why 30 days? You go to corporate training. I myself have gone to many corporate trainings. I will teach Java in 1 week. I am only teaching Java in 1 week. I am only teaching Java in 30 days. I am only teaching Java in 100 days also. All three I am only doing. But how efficiently I am teaching, that only I know. I will teach everything from scratch. For mechanical, civil, non-CS and IS students is what I am teaching. CS and IS students also don't know this. Forget about it. Because they are from the great universities in India. I know. So learn everything from scratch, learn it clearly once, become very strong in programming. Then whatever you want, you can do in programming. All said and done. Below that, take the question as why there are two types of memories in the computer. Why there are two types of memories in the computer. Below that, first one, we have two types of memories in the computer. We have two types of memories in the computer. Hard disk and RAM. Hard disk and RAM. Hard disk and RAM. Where? Hard disk helps in permanent storage. Where hard disk helps in permanent storage. And RAM would help in faster execution. And RAM would help in faster execution. Faster execution. Faster execution. Below that, you can copy this, but before copying this, whatever you store in hard disk, you have to store it in the format of file. Here you can store the data. Here also you can store the data actually, but temporary storage. If power goes, data goes. Whatever you store in RAM, it will be in the format of byte or image. Not the picture image, the format is called as image. There you can store the data in the file format. Here you can store data in byte format. Actually speaking, here also you can store the data. A little amount of data you can store, very little, in the form of register. You have learned AX register, DX register. In the form of registers, you can store the data. When time comes, when to use this or why to use this, how to use this, I'll tell you. But as of today, in hard disk, you can store the data in file format. In RAM, you can store the data in byte or image format. In microprocessor also, you can store the data in the register format. Whatever you are seeing here, this model, I told you, if a device has to be called as computer, these many units it should have. This was proposed by one person called as von Neumann. I would write his name, von Neumann. Von Neumann. This model of building the computer is called as von Neumann model. So many computers are built using this model. Von Neumann model of building the computer. Note and copy von Neumann model. Copy this diagram also. ಪ್ರಭಾಕರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂತಾರೆ ನಾವು ಅಥವಾ ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ನಾಳೆ ದಿನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು copy this. For today we'll be stopping it here. I might not be starting on time because still it is the initial days. 10 minutes late I am starting, 10 minutes late I am leaving. That is there. Don't be very precise with classroom timings for a few days. I might leave 10 minutes early, I might leave 10 minutes late. That is still there. Whenever you are giving time to others, when you're telling that 4 o'clock class will get over, don't tell it that way. Whoever it is that you are telling, tell 4:30 the class will get over, something like that you tell. so that they will not bother you, call you. Your focus will not be there on what they are doing outside and all. Session wise, I'll be stopping it here. As I've told you, 5 days you have to give time to me. Good that second day also you have given. 3, 4, 5. 3 more days I'm requesting you. Judge me. Judge the organization. Before 2 o'clock, whatever you do. After 4 o'clock, whatever you do. That really doesn't matter. 2 to 4. Please be here. Because every concept is important. 1 week, you will not lose anything. If at all you are gaining, you will gain the knowledge. You join or you don't join, it's a different part of story. 1 week knowledge wherein you will not get anywhere to this level. I can promise, I can confidently tell. You will nowhere get it. Knowledge at least you would get. So attend the sessions regularly. Tell your friends about the batch. Call your friends also to attend here. Let them also attend. If they like, let them join. Session wise, today I'll be stopping it here. Tomorrow, as usual, at 2 o'clock, I'll meet and I'll continue. 2 o'clock, Indian Standard Time, IST. That doesn't mean we have to come like Indians. Yes, we have to be on time. Maybe slowly I will stop coming late. Even though I'll be in the organization, I wantedly come 5-10 minutes late in the initial class because I can understand. Many students would have not know the routes to come here properly or commutation. So many issues you will have. So maybe tomorrow, one last day, 2-5 I will start. Day after tomorrow, from day after tomorrow, exactly 2. After 2, no one will be entered into the class until I finish one concept. Because I finish one concept and go out, until then you will not be allowed inside. For a reason, for a purpose. It is not that I want to make you stand outside, it is a punishment. What will happen is when I teach, everyone will be focusing. And assume one person enters from back, from behind. And the front benches are empty. The person will be walking from behind and will sit at the front. What you people will do, no? I will be teaching important concept. What you will do? That person will start entering. You will see like this. That sitting also. No, okay. Sir, you tell now. I am telling such an important concept. You are concentrating on one person coming inside. That is my problem. So you will not be entertained into the class when I am teaching. So before I start teaching, you come out. Today we'll be stopping it here. Tomorrow exactly at 2 o'clock we'll meet. Until then, please do take care of yourselves. Please do take care of your families. Happy coding. Keep smiling and goodbye. Any other doubts if you have, you can ask. I'll be here. Online students also. Any other doubts if you have, you can ask me here. Any doubts? Just a minute, your attendance has to be marked. Check. Check again. Sure, Allah. Pakka. Have you marked your attendance while entering? Okay, if at all you have marked, you can leave. If at all you're done, you can leave. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Online students, your attendance will be taken directly from Zoom. We have already captured it. Purpose of bringing the content from hard disk to RAM to execute the program is called yes, Akash Day. Perfect. Online student QR code is there. You could have told no. Put. Online students, please scan the QR code. Just a minute. Not audible, not audible. Bobby. Bobby. Not audible. That's it. No. Done. Scan the QR code, online students. Von Neumann model, Kirti. VONNEUMANN. Von Neumann model. VONNEUMANN. Mention not Kirti. Saving the content from RAM to hard disk file is called. No. Bringing the content from RAM to hard disk is called as saving. Saving is the process of bringing the content from RAM to hard disk. Akash. Aditya, I think yesterday you did not attend the class. This is regular class only. That is what I told. Demo means for you it is demo. I have started the course. This is regular class. This is how the class will be. First, I will teach from the very basics, then I'll proceed ahead. Then yesterday only I have told, no, Aditya, this is regular class. It is the demo to you to judge me. From yesterday, the course has started. I'm not teaching something which is not important. Everything, whatever I'm teaching is important. Course has started from yesterday. You should see it as demo. That's it. This is the timings, Rahul. As of today, this is the timings. Yes, Sakash. 1992 beta version. Unofficially 1992. Officially 1995. Rahul, 2 to 4 as of now. In future, when additional technologies get added, it will be before 2 to 4 or after 2 to 4. But 2 to 4 Java, constant. Mention not Rahul. Yes, you can leave the meeting, Harshita. Yes, can't we scroll down? Can't we pursue our career in AI? Yes, you can. iPad, whoever is it, please change your name from iPad to your name. But yes, you can pursue. I'm telling you, you cannot start. Very less opportunity. Very, very less. Until and unless you have done at least 1 year of internship somewhere. Something like that. Very less opportunities. I can tell you 1 in 1,000 maybe, or 1 in 5,000 maybe. Purpose of bringing the content from hard disk to RAM to execute the program is called loading. Then what is unloading? There is nothing called as unloading, Akash. No such terminology in computer science. Loading and saving, only two we have. Mention not Akash. It's my job. Till how many days you will give placement? Your name is just P. Please mention your full name so that I can address with your full name. Till how many days you will give placement?